The Shu generals were confused when Zhuge Liang refused to pursue the retreating Wei army after days of heavy rain had forced them to withdraw. Many officers believed this was the perfect opportunity to attack. However, Zhuge Liang calmly explained that Sima Yi was far too intelligent to retreat carelessly. If the Wei army appeared vulnerable, it was likely because ambushes had already been prepared. Instead of chasing recklessly, Zhuge Liang decided to let the Wei army move farther away first. He then planned to secretly advance through the mountain valleys and seize Mount Qi before Wei could react. He explained that Mount Qi was one of the most important strategic locations near Chang'an. Reinforcements from Longxi would need to pass through the area, while the nearby rivers and mountain valleys made it ideal for both defense and ambush tactics. After explaining his strategy, Zhuge Liang divided the Shu army into multiple routes. Wei Yan, Zhang Yanai, Du Qiong, and Chen Shi advanced through Ji Valley. Ma Dai, Wang Ping, Zhang Yi, and Ma Zhong moved through Xie Valley. Meanwhile, Zhuge Liang personally led the main army northward with Guan Xing and Liao Hua serving as the vanguard. On the Wei side, Cao Zhen believed the Shu army would never dare attack after the terrible weather conditions. Sima Yi, however, immediately guessed Zhuge Liang's true intention. He explained that Zhuge Liang's refusal to pursue earlier was proof that he had already suspected hidden ambushes. Once the Wei army fully withdrew, Zhuge Liang would certainly move to seize Mount Qi. Cao Zhen refused to believe this prediction, so the two commanders even made a wager over whether Shu troops would appear within 10 days. After setting up camp, Sima Yi became extremely cautious. To inspect the army personally, he disguised himself and secretly walked through the camps. During the inspection, he overheard one officer complaining that the soldiers were suffering only because of Sima Yi's personal wager with Cao Zhen. Although Sima Yi showed no reaction at the moment, he later gathered all officers together and exposed the man publicly. He angrily declared that weakening military morale during wartime was a serious crime and ordered the officer executed immediately. The public execution terrified the entire army and restored discipline. At the same time, Wei Yan and Chen Shi advanced through Ji Valley. Deng Ji soon arrived carrying urgent orders from Zhuge Liang warning that hidden Wei ambushes were likely waiting ahead. Chen Shi completely ignored the warning and mocked Zhuge Liang for being overly cautious. He even brought up the earlier defeat at Jieting as proof that Zhuge Liang was not infallible. Wei Yan also expressed dissatisfaction, complaining that Zhuge Liang had rejected his earlier bold attack plans and now kept issuing contradictory orders. Ignoring Deng Ji entirely, Chen Shi led his troops deeper into Ji Valley. Soon afterward, cannon signals suddenly echoed through the mountains. Hidden Wei forces appeared from every direction at once, sealing the valley entrance and trapping the Shu army completely. Chen Shi desperately attempted to break through, but could not escape. Only after Wei Yan charged into the valley with reinforcements was Chen Shi barely rescued. Out of 5,000 Shu soldiers, only a few hundred wounded survivors remained alive. Only after suffering this disaster did Wei Yan and Chen Shi finally admit that Zhuge Liang had predicted the ambush correctly from the beginning. After learning of the defeat, Zhuge Liang quickly changed tactics. He secretly ordered several armies to travel through hidden mountain paths and prepare for a coordinated nighttime assault against Cao Zhen's main camp. At the same time, captured Wei soldiers were gathered together while Shu troops disguised themselves in Wei armor and uniforms to infiltrate the enemy camp more easily. Meanwhile, Cao Zhen became increasingly careless because he believed the Shu army had already failed. Even when Sima Yi sent warnings urging him to strengthen defenses, Cao Zhen dismissed the danger and insisted there were no major Shu forces nearby. That night, Zhuge Liang's trap was finally activated. The disguised Shu troops entered the Wei camp while hidden Shu armies attacked from multiple directions simultaneously. Fires erupted across the camp. Soldiers panicked in confusion, and the Wei army completely lost control. Guanxing, Liaohua, Ma Dai, Wang Ping, Ma Zhong, and Zhang Yi all attacked at once, surrounding the Wei forces from every side. Cao Zhen barely escaped with his life. Fortunately for him, Sima Yi arrived in time with reinforcements and prevented the entire army from being destroyed. Even so, Cao Zhen was humiliated beyond words after suffering such a crushing defeat. Sima Yi immediately realized that Zhuge Liang had successfully gained control of the strategic terrain around Mount Qi, and advised retreating toward the Wei River to regroup. After securing Mount Qi once again, Zhuge Liang summoned Wei Yan and Chen Shi to answer for the disastrous losses caused by disobeying orders. Wei Yan immediately blamed Chen Shi. Chen Shi blamed Wei Yan in return. Zhuge Liang coldly declared that Chen Shi's reckless advance had violated military command and ordered him executed. However, Zhuge Liang intentionally spared Wei Yan because he still valued his battlefield ability. Even so, Zhuge Liang privately admitted that Wei Yan's rebellious personality would likely cause major trouble in the future. Soon afterward, Zhuge Liang received reports that Cao Zhen had become gravely ill after the defeat. Seeing an opportunity to further damage Wei morale, Zhuge Liang wrote a deliberately insulting letter mocking Cao Zhen's military failures and accusing him of serving traitors who had stolen the Han dynasty. Already weakened by illness and humiliation, Cao Zhen became overwhelmed with anger after reading the letter and soon died in camp. After Cao Zhen's death, Sima Yi officially took command of the Wei army and personally confronted Zhuge Liang at the Wei River. Before battle began, the two commanders exchanged fierce arguments about legitimacy and loyalty. Sima Yi defended Wei rule over the Central Plains and claimed that Shu and Wu only survived because the Wei emperor showed mercy. Zhuge Liang immediately countered that the Cao family were merely former Han subjects who had stolen the throne through betrayal. The verbal confrontation only deepened the hatred between them. The two armies then competed using battle formations. Sima Yi deployed his primordial unity formation, but Zhuge Liang dismissed it as ordinary and responded with the famous Eight Trigrams Formation. Although Sima Yi recognized the formation, he still ordered several generals and cavalry forces to charge into it. The moment they entered, they became hopelessly trapped inside the maze-like structure. The roads twisted in every direction, and Shu soldiers attacked constantly from hidden positions. Eventually, all of the Wei officers were captured alive. Rather than executing them, Zhuge Liang deliberately humiliated them by stripping away their armor, blackening their faces with ink, and sending them back on foot. When Sima Yi saw the disgraced officers, he exploded with fury and launched a full-scale attack against the Shu army. At first the battle became extremely intense. Then Guanxing suddenly attacked from one side, while Jiang Wei led hidden forces from another direction. The Wei army quickly fell into chaos under the multi-sided assault. Sima Yi barely managed to escape and retreated to the southern bank of the Wei River, refusing to leave his defensive position afterward. Later, Supply Officer Goen finally arrived at the Shu camp with grain shipments more than 10 days late, because he had spent the journey drinking and wasting time. Zhuge Liang was furious and originally intended to execute him immediately for delaying military supplies during wartime. However, Yang Yi persuaded Zhuge Liang that future supply operations still depended on officials connected to Goen, so killing him could create larger political problems. Zhuge Liang therefore reduced the punishment to 80 lashes. Humiliated and resentful, Goen defected to Wei that same night. Sima Yi immediately saw an opportunity to attack Zhuge Liang politically rather than militarily. He ordered Goen to return secretly to Chengdu and spread rumors claiming Zhuge Liang intended to declare himself emperor. The rumors quickly frightened many officials and eunuchs within the Shu court. Emperor Lu Shan, influenced by these suspicions, suddenly issued an imperial decree ordering Zhuge Liang to return to Chengdu immediately. Although Zhuge Liang understood that the order likely resulted from political manipulation, he could not disobey the emperor openly. Before retreating, however, Zhuge Liang prepared one final deception against Sima Yi. He ordered his soldiers to dig more cooking stoves each day during the withdrawal, creating the illusion that Shu reinforcements were continuously arriving. Sima Yi originally planned to pursue the retreating Shu army, but after personally inspecting the abandoned camps and seeing the increasing number of stoves, he became convinced Zhuge Liang had prepared another ambush. As a result, he refused to pursue recklessly. Only later did local villagers reveal that Zhuge Liang had simply increased the number of stoves to deceive him. Realizing he had once again been outmaneuvered psychologically, Sima Yi could only sigh and admit that he still could not surpass Zhuge Liang's strategic brilliance. The chapter ends with both sides withdrawing, while the legendary rivalry between Zhuge Liang and Sima Yi continues to grow even more intense. Summary: this chapter fully showcases the peak strategic rivalry between Zhuge Liang and Sima Yi. Rather than relying purely on battlefield strength, both commanders constantly fight through prediction, deception, ambushes, psychological warfare, and manipulation of enemy expectations. Zhuge Liang repeatedly outmaneuvers the Wei army by using hidden troop movements, disguised soldiers, night raids, and strategic traps. His victory at Mount Qi completely humiliates Cao Zhen, and eventually contributes to Cao Zhen's death. At the same time, Sima Yi proves himself to be far more dangerous than previous Wei commanders. He consistently predicts Zhuge Liang's intentions, avoids reckless pursuit, and gradually emerges as Zhuge Liang's greatest rival. The chapter also highlights the political weakness of Shu Han. Even while Zhuge Liang gains military victories, internal rumors and court politics force him to abandon the campaign before achieving a decisive result. The most memorable part of this chapter is how deeply Zhuge Liang and Sima Yi understand each other. Nearly every move becomes a contest of intelligence between two master strategists trying to outthink the other. Knowledge points. 1. The novel says Cao Zhen was angered to death by Zhuge Liang's insulting letter. Historically, however, Cao Zhen likely died from illness caused by long military campaigns rather than from anger alone. 2. The famous Eight Trigrams Formation is heavily dramatized in the novel. Real ancient warfare depended much more on terrain, supply lines, troop movement, and command structure than on magical maze-like formations. 3. The novel portrays Wei Yan as naturally rebellious and destined to betray Shu. Historically, Wei Yan was actually one of Shu Han's most talented generals, though his arrogance often created conflict with fellow officers. 4. The novel claims rumors alone convinced Lu Shan to recall Zhuge Liang. Historically, Zhuge Liang's political authority and reputation were extremely strong, so such a sudden withdrawal would likely have been far more complicated.